Hello, my name is Gwendolyn Brown. I'm the daughter of Cody and Christine Brown from SisterWives, and here I'll be kind of recapping my experience in each episode, and I feel like my experience is kind of unique as an autistic bisexual woman, especially from a polygamist family, and especially as a subject of a reality television show. Ooh, St. George. Never liked it there. The hiking spots are glorious though, so I guess I did a little bit.
Today is mine and Cody's anniversary.
I wonder how they had to go through it, or if it was just we're over and it was kind of like a breakup.
And I'm also going to be moving to Utah.
My mom was honestly such a good woman. She probably could have taken him for all he's worth and robbed him blind, but she really didn't. She left that pretty impressively.
I'm at McKelty's house. I'm on baby watch right now. So before we left, I said, our anniversary is coming up, and I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to post anything on social media.
Oh my God, I think she did post something. Oh.
I asked her if we wanted to post anything on social media to protect our kids. She says no.
I thought she did post something that was I'm leaving Cody.
It's the first time I've ever actually been able to go, okay, wow, she's serious about this. I want to keep testing it.
Find you a man who fights for you like Cody Brown does.
I mean, I don't wear our wedding rings anymore most of the time.
I'm engaged.
It's over. I don't know at what point it's over. Cody and I never had a legal marriage. It was a spiritual marriage. I wish so bad I could move to Utah right now.
Pretty sure McKelty made that blanket. She was very
Isabel
seamstress
and
savvy.
Gwendolyn still live at home until they both moved to go to college.
No rent, bitches. Yeah, rent destroyed me.
I didn't have any contact with Christine on her anniversary. Just an affirmation that it's over. But I'm still wondering. We're all getting together on a video conference to basically check in with each other.
Oh, that's good. That's healthy.
So another COVID meeting.
Well, it's important because two major things have changed.
We're having this meeting, but it seems like she's trying to actually run our meeting.
Period, girl boss.
Independent woman now. There's literally an attitude of I don't need you guys anymore. Well, first, I haven't seen Christine or Janelle for a while, or even you, Mary.
Oh no. Her hair looks amazing.
I had already scheduled 2 months ago to be in North Carolina. Savannah's online school, so we just decided to take the advantage and go.
Smart. I should have done that. I did online school in my bedroom. God. I'm so glad I took advantage of that.
How's McKelty doing?
So he's having real contractions now, not just Braxton Hicks.
I adore McKelty.
Fuck is Braxton Hicks? Oh my God. Sorry, I did not expect Brianna to be a baby in this. I forget that they filmed the entire thing.
Is McKelty calm?
Calmer than Tony. He's not a fan of home births. He's never even heard of home births.
Gosh, she's so funny.
The recovery at home is beyond the recovery in a hospital.
Worse or better? Probably better. I don't trust that at all. I'm probably gonna do hospital births. Actually, I don't know. This is a conflicting conversation. Beatrice and I will definitely have to talk about it. Any recommendations?
I personally would prefer them to do it from home online than to go and wear a mask at school.
I think I probably agree with that. The mask part is probably fine, but I didn't love when they put kids back in school while they could have had COVID, That was scary. But I wasn't in school anymore.
After graduation,
She's so cute.
she doesn't want to stay in Flagstaff. So she always has known that, and because of it, she's got only a few more weeks with her friends.
So I would like her to go in person. I don't know if that means that Cody, you can't come over anymore since she's going to go back to school.
I'm really glad that Savannah is staying home. We don't have to worry about anything at your house, Janelle. But if Isabel's going to go back to school, then that totally changes everything at your house, Christine.
I'm feeling really bad for Izzy having to choose between her dad and her friends. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, we can still socially distance. Pretty sure he came over on my birthday and we socially distanced.
You know what, I wonder though, Cody, when are you feeling like you could have a normal life again?
Oh shit.
What point is that point?
I love her getting confident.
I am crossing a line, but I don't know, I just can't, it just frustrates me so much that I can't keep my mouth shut.
That's hot of her. Janelle's cool as hell. That train sucks ass when you're late for class.
I hear this sarcasm of, well, are you going to keep doing what you're doing? Because it's really stupid compared to what we think.
In my head, Cody's relationship with his kids is more important than anything else.
She stayed. She and Gwendolyn are home.
Damn, I wish I'd have known what timeline this was happening in.
Did she end up
Is when I
going
would
and
not
getting a
party.
test?
She has the link to get herself tested. She's 17 years old. She can take care of scheduling her own test.
Some people just don't do that
She's a
stuff.
big, oh shit.
This is what I'm talking about. She would normally set this up so that I could go over and see Isabel while she's gone.
I am in St. George. The girls are in Flagstaff. And I told them, hopefully Dad will reach out when he wants to come over so you guys can get COVID tested.
We got COVID tested so often. God. I don't know if the spit test or the nose test came first, but I hated the nose test so much that you had to like shove them up your nose. Truly struggled so hard with those. That was hilarious.
Right now, Solomon and Brianna are still online.
But yeah, we tested a lot. Always a negative. One time my mom thought it'd be funny if she like looked at our results and she looked at me and she's like, "Where have you been?" And I was gonna be like, "I was with all of you." What? But she was totally pranking me.
I specifically asked that Brianna and Solomon not go back to school.
But he says Isabel can go back.
Oh.
Gosh, Isabel would love a phone call from her dad saying, "Can you please not go back to school in person so I can come see you?" But it's really hard for me that he just doesn't call Isabel and talk to her in person or even text her.
Damn.
It's tough.
This is a very incendiary conversation.
It's hard to not take it personally that he doesn't want to come over. So I'm like, it's your kid.
I know he has like a lot of good excuses, but like at the same time, like we just want our dad to show up.
And so there's more for me to consider here, and there always has been.
That's there. It's tough and there's a lot of kids.
Teenage kids don't need parents quite like,
Robin's face.
preteens do.
I think Mary was definitely watching Robin's face in that situation too.
I also believe very strongly that all of his children need
Her
him.
hair looks amazing. Queen.
They need their dad.
Period.
My mom has been in the hospital for 2 days.
Oh, shit, I remember this. That was an intense time. She's such a sweetie. I love my grandma. One time she came up to me and like I was wearing heels and a short dress and she was like, "I just love that your posture is so straight and you're confident about your height." She's always so sweet.
Yeah, now it's not looking good, so I've got to run up there. That's something I'm ready for. I called Cody, and he had known that she wasn't doing well. He had known that she was in the hospital.
She was always just warm to me.
See? She's a very sweet lady.
It was about an hour after I was on my way that I got the call that we lost my mom. It just happened so fast.
Our culture very much reveres matriarchs.
We love her.
I don't know what to do. Like at this point, I don't know what the rest of my life is going to look like. I don't know about the B&B, Yeah, I'm going to miss her a lot.
I'm sorry, I hate when they have the birth scenes. If I'm like even involved with the church, if I'm like even involved with the show by then, I'm definitely not gonna be putting my births on TV. I hate watching those. Like obviously childbirth is a miracle, and as a STEM major, I'm like, that's the coolest shit ever, but it's traumatic to watch. Fuck, I have to give birth at one point. Shit.
Do you want to call Robin? Yeah, let her know we can Zoom her.
That is so nice of my mom to be comfortable with her being involved. What a beautiful angel.
Oh,
Hey, Robin, I'm in labor.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
When Robin came into the family, she immediately just embraced McKelty.
I'm pretty sure McKelty was like the
I moved in with
babysitter.
Robin when my dad and Robin were first courting
For
because
her.
she needed some help with the kids for school,
Oh, that's
around the
right.
house. So I lived with her for a few months. We haven't
And I know she
talked
knows.
with all of the adults about everything yet. So I don't know what Robin knows.
There's so much happening in
But
this
it
episode.
doesn't even matter.
Holy
We're here from
shit.
McKelty right now,
I
and that's what
love
we're going to
that.
focus on. It's just about McKelty today.
Isn't that a huge thing?
Yeah.
Maria's so sweet. Oh my god. We went over for Thanksgiving and she made us all this humongous pot of tamales. And I've had tamales before. Maria's a goddess. She's also so sweet. She's a fucking genius. Chef genius.
5 of my kids were born at home, and Truly was born in the hospital. And they were all great experiences.
Yeah, that was probably the best experience.
I would take home birth, hands down, over my hospital experiences.
Seriously.
I have only had a home birth. Every single one of my deliveries have been at home.
Shit, is this a Mormon
Aurora
thing?
was born into a pool of
I
water.
remember watching that. Oh, I'll describe that later. I love Maria, like, in the corner, like, stressing out.
Stools, and if I can't, like, when she's slippery.
God, they're perfect for each other.
Why she really smells?
Fucking sickos.
She's got poop on her. I'm like, oh.
It's crazy. I get to watch, like, I think every single birth my sisters have gone through whenever I want. They're not gonna get to watch mine, though. They're a lot more comfortable than I am. I am more than impressed.
Do my nipples? No.
God, she's so inappropriate. I love her.
Every time she goes into a contraction, he is rubbing her back, and she can't do a contraction without him.
Oh, he's so cute. I don't know if it's okay to skip this because it's traumatic to watch.
Watching a labor is really tough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
She's doing such a good job.
Oh my God, I could never do that. My kids are going to be on their own when they have birth. Those fuckers are on their own. I'm obviously just kidding, but those fuckers are on their own. What the fuck? I kind of like how they made it like you could still hear it when it was so far away. They were like, she's in so much pain. I don't know. I enjoyed that. I've heard that. Oh my God. What have I heard? Oh, I'm pretty sure your body sends signals into your brain while you're pregnant, or like post-pregnancy or something, that makes you forget the pain. That is one way to keep a fucking population going.
We're getting the baby's heartbeat, so I've got a second. And I took a picture with Tony's phone really quick. I just want to show Robin.
That's so sweet of her. She said, behold my daughter's puffy. Holy shit, that was exhilarating.
So, Asa Padrone.
Her face is so cute and squishy.
And oh my gosh, she's beautiful.
Bro, babies do not typically come out looking cute. That's a cute looking baby. Okay, well now I see the appeal of filming it.
They're an incredible team. I get because of plural marriage, and I love that. You know,
what a cute baby. Babies usually look like fucking chicken nuggets.
What? 10 minutes. Is that it?
That's it?
Some people push for hours, love. The actual pushing part was intense and fast.
Fast?
So Maddie's birth with Axel, she was in labor for like, I don't know, 60 some odd hours.
When I watched Maddie's birth with Evie, we were like recapping and stuff and watching. I literally, when I saw her come out, I screamed in front of Maddie. I felt so bad. I am not made for witnessing that. God, I feel so bad still. Everybody looked at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's so instantaneous.
Oh
and
my
that baby's going to
God.
have the best parents.
Evelyn's such a cutie. Wow. That was sweet of them to put an in memory of Grandma Bonnie. That was sweet. That was also so much happened. I love when like a bunch happens. Cause like sometimes not much happens and it's like obviously because it's like it's an intense moment. But I like when there's like this and this and this and this. It feels like very like timelined, I guess. They were talking about Robin's birth. Okay, so I remember seeing Robin's birth with Aurora. I remember seeing that, and Robin was like, "Nobody wants to see that, Aurora." And like, obviously, I didn't want to see it, but like, Aurora was so excited. I think, which is adorable. So I guess filming it's like fun for the kid, because Aurora was hyped. She was like, "You want to watch my birth?" And I was like, "Okay." And then my birth. Okay, back to me. It's an important subject. So my mom was giving birth and they were like, lady, you have to shake your hips. So my mom was like, put on ABBA. It's so much better when she says it, because she's like, she always points, she goes, put on ABBA. And we don't know what song it was, but yeah, I came out. I came out, oh my God. I was birthed to ABBA, not to brag. So that was season 17, episode 3, and that was honestly a really good episode. Very intense. A lot of shit happened. Childbirth is a miracle. And then I'll put up the questions in later. After finishing season 17, episode 3, and giving everybody time to culminate and ask their questions, I'm now going to answer the 10 most popular questions on Patreon from my patrons. So the first one, the most popular one asked under the season 17, episode 3 thread was, ooh, that is a loaded question. Melissa Winkle, why is Robin the only wife who has never worked yet and uses the most resources and needs the most help? Robin is working technically on the My Sister Wives closet, and since that's not, as successfully as we would want it to be, or as they would want it to be, it's probably very overwhelming and might take a lot of her time and energy to work on that. I don't know, respectfully. Okay, then Nida Hudson says, I would love any thoughts you have on My Sister Wives closet. Oh, I just talked about that. Please tell us how that all played out. So from my perspective, that was kind of like when I was in middle school. My mom was super into it. She got all of the kids to wear it and advertise all the things. She would buy the jewelry from Robin and have us wear it on social media or something to promote it. I wore quite a bit of them to school when I was in middle school, but I'm not really interested in that style of jewelry anymore, so I don't wear it much myself. I think it was a really cute idea, wearing jewelry that represents your family and your love for each other and creating that, but for me, I didn't really wear that kind of jewelry anymore, but the people that do love it and they wear it very proudly, and there's a lot of self-love pieces in the selection that Robin has online, but I don't really wear that anymore, so I'm not sure personally how it's doing, but I'd love to get everybody's thoughts on what they've bought, what they kind of like. But for the Sister Wives Closet website, that's just, who enjoys that kind of jewelry and who doesn't. Ooh, awesome. Nida Hudson asks again, as a fellow neurospicy, love that word, I can't help but see your family and Robin's family through that lens. Without divulging anyone's business, and ignoring this question entirely if it's weird and intrusive, how much of a factor does autism and ADHD play in your family dynamics? So I think Mormonism, I'm not aware of it anymore, but how it was when I was a kid, they don't really accept neurodivergence or depression and anxiety. And I think that while the family is accepting of it, because Dane, he was introduced into the family as a man, it was neurodivergent. We're aware of it and we're not insensitive about it. And my fiance also has ADHD, and I don't think it's so much of a terrible thing, but I think a lot more of us are neurodivergent than we let on. And I think that as a previously Mormon family, it's hard to accept that in ourselves. It was hard for Leon to come out as queer, and it's been hard for me to admit that I'm autistic and get rid of those internal biases. So if there are other people in the family that are neurospicy, as you said, I hope that they're brave enough and they feel comfortable enough to come out. But it's really a journey for everyone in themselves. Key Harrell says, growing up, did you notice Cody belittle, berate, or blame your mom a lot, or did he only do that behind the cameras? I was very young when the show started. I was only 8, so I didn't notice a lot of things, but I do know that my mom is very outspoken, so she's not very easy to belittle. If he had attempted, but I doubt that he would have. He's not the kind to just bully for no reason. Laura Rangel asks, is Mary close with any of the kids? And the answer is yes. In a very large family, there are a lot of favorites, and a lot of us have favorite siblings and stuff. My favorite sibling is definitely Isabel, and I'm closer to her than I am to the rest of them. And Mary and I talk a lot, and Mary's obviously close to Leon, her kid, and we all have favorites. So while not everybody gets along, we are all of us close to at least one other person in our family. Elizabeth Caffrey asks, how are Mary and Leon doing since the passing of Bonnie? Did anyone in the family go to any of the services? I wish we had. And I wish I would have been there more for her. But they're doing better. They're healing. Healing is a process. It was a long time ago, so they've had time to heal. So they're certainly doing better than they were at the time. But I think as a family member, I lacked in supporting them, and I wish I could have gone back and changed that. Nadine Teet asks, does hearing everything your dad is saying about your mom impact your relationship with your dad? Yes. It's very flip-floppy for me, because in person, my dad's sweet to me now. We had our differences in the past, but we're getting better, and since we're not around each other as much, we can't really be angry with each other as much. But when I watch the episodes, I do tend to dislike him a little bit, and I just have to remind myself that he's going through a difficult time, and this is hard on everybody, and you know, he's still my dad, and he's still kind to me. Mr. Ortiz asks, do you have to run everything by family before you post, and or can you post any answers that may even break contracts? So, fortunately, I don't have a contract. I don't have to run it by anybody. I choose to run a few things because there are some things that I could say that are like rude or something, or could hurt somebody's feelings. But yeah, I can say whatever I want, and I'm not obligated by any contract or law to keep my mouth shut. Vondred Lorthaner asks, what is the deal with the china cabinet on your mom's back porch? Was it damaged outside? What did she keep in it? Did it move with her? That's so funny. The china cabinet. So we had it in the Las Vegas house. We just kind of brought it with us for fun. We keep not china in it, but outside toys and things in it. It's nothing crazy, nothing exciting. It was damaged, and when we left, we gave it away for free. And then Vondred also has, why does your dad spend so much time shaving logs? Just what's the fucking deal with the shaved logs? Why take off the built-in protection from the elements? What does he do with them afterwards? Why with the shaving of the logs? You're very passionate about this. I don't know what shaving logs does at all. It might just be a preference, or maybe he wants to take the bark and turn it into firewood, perhaps. I'm not really sure. That was a funny question. And those are the top 10 most popular questions on the season 17 episode 3 post on my Patreon. If you would like to have any of your questions answered, you can join my Patreon and add them under one of the comment sections for the Q&As for the seasons and episodes. If you would like to be in the know, you can go to discoveryplus.com, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much.